Hello everyone, welcome to Seismic Heroes. This probably looks a little strange, seeing me on the screen like this in a different environment that is not the usual place we record. Going to be changing things up for a little bit. We will be putting a pause on Resident Evil 4 as well as Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door for a good reason. Joe is going to be taking a short vacation away from streaming as well as Seismic Heroes. He is perfectly fine, he just needs to take a little bit of R&R just to reset and relax for a little bit. And I did not want to continue Resident Evil 4 without him, since that is a playthrough that we started together, and also I don't really have a whole lot of interest in starting a whole nother series when we haven't completed the two that we still have ongoing. So I'm going to be changing things up a little bit. Instead, what I'm going to do is, for at least the foreseeable future, I'm going to be using this time as an excuse to play a bunch of video games, new and old, that have caught my interest. And speaking of things that have caught my interest, Square Enix put out a little something a couple days ago that I've been meaning to check out. Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake. Yeah, they dropped this a couple days ago. I think it's on pretty much everything. It's on Switch, PS5, Xbox, and PC. This is a full-on remake in what I think is now the fourth or fifth time that they have re-released Dragon Quest III, if I'm not mistaken. Although, I think... Is it the fourth or fifth? Yeah, because they did... There's the first one on the Famicom, then they re-released it on the Super Nintendo, they did one version on the Game Boy Color, they did one on the Wii, and then they did that... I don't know if this is technically a remake, but they did re-release it again on the Switch with the 1, 2, and 3 trilogy. But this one is going to be completely remade from the ground up using that same engine. I think it's the same engine. If it's not, it's a similar style to Octopath Traveler, as a lot of game studios have been using that style, which is fantastic. So what are we going to name our guy? I'm going to name him... how about Snarls? Yeah, let's go with Snarls. Oh, and I guess you can... Is this like a difference of gender? Yeah, so I think this is the male and this is the female option. That's cool that they gave you that option. I wonder if that's in the original one. I'd assume maybe yes. But we're going to go with appearance A, I guess, since that's kind of true to the original. Are you happy with this choice? You would play as a hero with appearance A and heroine with appearance B. Okay, so yeah, it is a female protagonist. That's cool. That's really sweet. Oh, and it has auto-saving. Thank God. The game will automatically save your progress from time to time, like when you enter a town or dungeon. Do not quit the game while the adventure log icon is displayed. Thank God that they did this. Jeez. So yeah, I guess that is another aspect of this that I'm really excited about, is to see what a modern version of Dragon Quest III looks like. Is this gonna have...
If you can hear me,
oh.
follow the sound of my voice. Yes, come this way.
Okay. Look at the God rays. This is really pretty. Oh, this looks so good. Look at the blurring in the background. If you fancy going faster, try holding down B while walking to pick up the pace. Oh, look at you. Yeah, so like I said, this is taking cues from, I think the first game that I saw do, there's, alright, let me back up. There's been plenty of games that have done this 2.5D stuff. Even Dragon Quest has done this in the past, but this aesthetic that they have going on here, it's kind of like pseudo 3D with like pixel art. Like, you kind of saw this really start to get popularized again with games like Octopath Traveler and Square Enix seemingly has been taking that mold and just slapping all of their RPG classics into it. I think they did the same thing with what did they put out? They put out another Super Famicom classic game that I can't... Live Alive. I probably butchered that name. Joe would probably kill me if I got that wrong. But yeah, they re-released that game for the first time in this style, and I am all for it. If they could release more games like Chrono Trigger in this style, I'd be very happy. Oh my god, this is so pretty! Alright. Snarls. Snarls. Can you hear me, Snarls? Hello, God. Oh, it is God. Okay. I am she who watches over all. One day, not long from now, you will appear before me a true hero. But before your journey can begin, you must teach me something. Teach me what manner of person you are. You must answer this BuzzFeed quiz to tell me which Harry Potter character you are. You must answer my questions as honestly as you are able. Are you ready to begin? Nah. Very well. First, tell me your true name. Okay. I guess we'll go with my real name. Why not? I'm curious to see where it's going with this. What is the month of your birth? That would be June 5th. You were born on the 5th day of the month of June. Your sign is one known in your world as Gemini. Is that correct? I don't want fucking zodiac signs in my video games. But okay, that is correct. Very good, Snarls. I will ask you a series of questions. Do not dwell upon them too deeply. Answer swiftly and from the heart. Do so, and I will come to know your true mind. Now, let us begin. This is a BuzzFeed quiz. Oh my god. Do you believe that victory can be won on the field of battle? Do you believe that victory can be won on the field of battle? Yeah, I suppose. Do you prefer spells and sorcery to swords and sweat? No. Do you find the company of unfamiliar people tiresome? It really depends on the person. I would say generally no, but it really depends on the person. Are you able to prevent failure from preying upon your mind? I'm 50-50 on this. I'm much better now than I used to be. I'll put it that way. Do you find yourself unable to argue with others, even if you disagree with them strongly? It really depends. I don't have issue with that. Do you enjoy physical pursuits? That's very vague, but sure. Can even the most minor of matters irritate you? It's so situational. I would say generally no. Do you believe that a promise, once made, can under no circumstances be broken? Ideally, sure. Do you believe in power higher than that of man? I respect the concept, but no. Do you begin a task? Do you find that all else around you pales into insignificant? Yes, very much so. When dining, do you leave the most delicious item on your plate till last? I feel like I always start with the secondary item, like a fries, and then I'll work my way to the burger. But inevitably, I will sometimes start with the burger and then go to the fries, because as I've gotten older, I have found that I rarely finish my meals, so I kind of do like a mixture of both, so I can make sure I actually eat it. But I would say probably yes, sure. Do you believe the world to be filled with sadness than joy? No. I think if you're looking at places like Twitter or the news or social media, it's very easy for that to be the case, but I don't think that's actually true. Did you ever wish that you were grown into adulthood before your time? No. Maybe when I was younger, but now no. If you cannot have that which you desire, do you crave it all the more? I think I think if the answer is no for most people, they're probably lying. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. I feel that I know you a little better now. Now let us move on to the final test of your character. Whoa! This is cool. This is an interesting start to this game. I don't know that... Yeah, most Dragon Quest games don't start out this way. Ooh, got a spooky cave. Oh, look at the water on the ground. That's so good. I'm so happy that they brought back the orchestral arrangement and not the synthesized version. But ultimately, that will mean that this video is going to be copyright strike because of the soundtrack. Danger, do not go north. Okay. I have no reason not to trust the sign, I guess. In order to reach the exit, please continue south. To the north and east, only death awaits. Okay. So far, it has not led me astray. Look at the water! Oh, it's so pretty. This game is amazing so far. I was, Please continue to the north and do not deviate from the path, no matter what happens. Okay. I was very curious to check this out. I have not actually played the original. Help me, please. Somebody help. I promise I'll finish this thought at some point. The rock, it's crushing my leg. Help me. It said under no circumstances, but yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Thank you. I thought you'd carry on straight past like everybody else. They're waiting for me. I have to go. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I've never actually played the original 3 Dragon Quest games. I've played 4 through 11 minus Dragon Quest 10, because that has never come out over here. But I've played all of the original ones, mostly the remakes. I haven't played... I've dabbled with the original Dragon Quest maybe once or twice, but it hasn't aged in quite the way that I would like it to, so I find myself always bouncing off of it. And I've always heard that 3 it's really the one that made this series what it is today, and I've always wanted to check it out, but was always nervous that I would end up playing it and just it wouldn't hook. So I'm curious to see what they do with a more modern approach to Dragon Quest 3. I am she who watches over all, and I have seen what manner of person you are. Snarls, are you familiar with the expression, straight arrow? It describes you perfectly. You may not realize it, but you are incapable of lying. Your dishonesty shows instantly on your face. And you are so impressionable as you are honest, often becoming swept up in events around you. Fear of failure may make you overcautious at times, so you must strive to overcome it and learn to act decisively and boldly. Do so, and you may find yourself a new self waiting within. This is your spirit, your soul, the essence of your character. Now, my child, very soon the dawn will break, and you will rise to greet the new day. I am she who watches over all, and I look forward to the time when you and I come face to face at last. Interesting. Yeah, so like I said, I'm very excited to see what a modern version of this looks like. The fact that it has auto-saving in it is a good sign that they have done some work. It also has voice acting.
Oh.
Which is another pleasant surprise. I guess in only some places. That's not completely unnormal. Can't it wait until he's a little bit older? Are they talking about me? It pains me to say that we've had no word from Ortega since he left for the volcano. Is Ortega our father? Must be.
Well, no time like the present.
I know.
Is that Yggdrasil? In the background?
I'll go and wake them now.
Okay, the fire effects are really cool. Huh, that ship in the storm. Mother!
Cooey! Wakey, wakey! Rise and shine!
Cooey? Hello,
Morning,
Gohan.
my darling. It's time to get up. Today's a very important day. After all, it's not every morning you ask the king himself to give your big journey his personal blessing.
I was going to say, you've turned 16, so now it's time for you to get the fuck out of my house.
This is what I've been raising you for all these years. Well then, shall we get going?
Mm-hmm. Oh, big stretch. Dude, sick. Oh, this is so cool. Can I, like, interact? Oh, look at that. It's a seed of strength. That's pretty sweet. Snarls puts the seed of strength into his item bag. Cannot read the books. I cannot get back into bed. Alright, I guess let's go see what Mom wants. I guess we're not talking now. Goodbye, Granddad. Yo, whippersnapper. Oh, look at the... It's so pretty. I'm sorry, I keep gushing about this, but it's really fucking cool to look at. The shadows on the buildings leave a little bit to be desired, but the rest of it looks pretty solid.
Come on, dear. You know where the castle is. Straight on now.
Can you say castle? Very good.
Go. And remember to mind your manners. I won't have the king thinking you've been dragged up.
What does that mean? Opening the main menu is easy. Just give Y a press. Cool. Yeah, and you have a mini-map reticle on the top, as well as objectives. That's interesting. And it shows the objective there. Wow, they really did just backport a lot of the stuff that they did with 11 into this game. Yeah, it shows you your EXP in the menu. That's great. Handy heal, that's awesome. Status is here. Tactics menu is here. Yeah, this is... Alright, cool. Oh, and they also made it so handy heal is just a quick press here in the menu. That's so smart. Good job, guys. There's a part of me that wonders how well this is going to do. And, you know, sitting here recording this video, wondering if Dragon Quest is something that you really need to explain, because it's been around for so long, but it's never quite found... It's never quite found its audience in terms of mass appeal like a game series like Final Fantasy is. So like I kind of left to think that people will just kind of naturally get it, what's going on here, but I guess I can just kind of explain some things as we kind of move forward, I suppose, just in case. Oh, hello there. You didn't come all this way just to see me, did you? Oh, I sure did. I know you're lying, but it's very lovely of you to do so. Let me do something nice in return. Apparently, they used to have a thing called a teleportal off to the east side of our little continent. But it's all sealed up now, so nobody can use it. But yeah, Dragon Quest is a traditional JRPG. It is the blueprint that eventually gave you things like Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Shin Megami Tensei, all of that stuff is... Dragon Quest walked, so Final Fantasy and all these other games could run. And it's a super popular franchise in Japan. It's starting to find popularity here in the West, but maybe in not the degree that Square Enix maybe wants it to, or maybe people like me want it to. I think it is starting to get more and more popular as new releases. I think things like they've released like some spin-offs like Dragon Quest Builders, or the Dragon Quest Monster series has always been pretty popular, and it seems like people really resonated with Dragon Quest 11 in a very big way. So the series does seem to be finding more and more of an audience now that is maybe ready for something like this. I'll finish that thought in just a second.
Well met, child of Ortega.
Hello! Good day, boy. Another flashback, I guess.
We could not locate any of Ortega's belongings.
Oof.
I see. To think something out there is capable of besting a man of his caliber.
My husband thought long and hard before setting off. I'm sure he was at peace when he passed.
So our dad's dead.
Doubtless your mother has recounted the tale of your father's final moments many times. When he fell into the maw of that accursed volcano, the world lost a great man. However, we wholeheartedly approve of your wish to follow in his footsteps and set forth on the path of adventure. For it is what he would have wanted. And only the child of such a hero as he could hope to save our world. The foe we face is dire indeed. The archfiend Baramos.
Gesundheit.
Many of the peoples of this world do not yet even know his name. And yet, his grip on our realm grows ever tighter. He must be stopped. No matter the cost, you must free us from the Archfiend's ever-encroaching tyranny. But alone, you will only meet the same fate as your father. Go and consult with Mistress Patty in town.
Mistress
and
Patty?
Use this to outfit the companions she has selected for you.
Here's $50.
Allow me to proffer some guidance. You would be wise to seek out the thief's key, an implement that can open a myriad of the world's doors. Obtain it, and your travels will be that bit easier. But first, I suggest you heed His Majesty's advice and seek like-minded individuals at Patty's party planning place.
Can you say that 5 times fast? I don't think you can. Mr. Chancellor, Patty's party planning place. They really probably could have made that a little shorter.
Start making your way to Reeve, a quaint village to the northwest of our fair kingdom.
Going to Reeve, quaint village to the northwest of our fair kingdom. Okay.
You will now find Reeve marked on your map. Locating the rest of the realm's noteworthy areas, however, is a task I believe best left in your capable hands. You simply need note down anywhere you happen to visit. Be sure to see these places with your own eyes first, though. Otherwise, you'll likely forget to mark them on your map. And remember, your curiosity is an asset most valuable. Lend it an ear at all times, and you will surely benefit. However, remain wary, lest it lead you into trouble on occasion.
We expect great things of you.
So in other words, it would be beneficial for you to go out and explore on your own outside of just going on the traditional beaten path. At any time during a conversation or immediately after it's ended, you can commit what you've heard to memory by pressing the 3 lines button. Anything you've chosen to keep in mind can be revisited by selecting Recall in the main menu. Traveler's Tips, a curated collection of useful information, can be found in the Miscellaneous menu. Be sure to give it a look if you need help with controls or aren't quite sure how to get on with your adventure. More tips will be added as you progress, so make a point of checking for new tidbits from time to time. Okay, so I pressed the... I heard a jingle. Your objectives has been updated. All that you just heard has been committed to memory. So you have to physically press the button every time you have that conversation to recall everything? That's interesting. I'm just kind of messing with the buttons to see what else I can do here. Can't do much. So where's my map? Okay, so it's in important items. Snarls opens up the continental map. Show objectives and icon. Okay, cool. Oh, that's smart. So it's actually highlighting where you need to go. That's very cool. So yeah, what I was saying was I was curious to see, because one of the reasons why I haven't gone back and played the original 3 Dragon Quest games is they are very traditional in the sense that, you know, it's a lot of you having to take your own notes and talk to a lot of people to pick up, you know, context clues of potential hidden items or areas to go next, and you don't really have the quality of life stuff that you would get now. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it has its place for it, but I always wondered how well that stuff would age, and I don't think that you're going to find a whole lot of people nowadays that are interested in going back and playing those kinds of games. Joe's a perfect example of that. Joe actively does not care for the NES or the games that are on there. Not that he thinks that they're bad. It's just they're hard to go back to for very good reasons. I mean, things have come so far, and to see something like Dragon Quest III that is this very highly regarded thing coming out and getting this new fresh coat of paint is pretty cool. I'm happy to see this, and I'm curious what they have done to it, and it seems like they have put in the work. So, have you seen the princess? Princess! No princess here. And I'm assuming this is the princess? This looks like the girl we saved in the cave. Nope, this is the princess. Oh, she's got a lisp. Those stupid grown-ups won't let me outside because it's too dangerous. It's that old smelly old Arthfiend's fault, isn't it? Oh, I hate him. It's so boring being cooped up here. I tried to sneak out the other day, but Daddy caught me. He's much more perceptive than he looks. I really appreciate the dialect of the Dragon Quest characters. Sometimes it can be a little too much to read, but at least they try. Also curious to see what they will do with Dragon Quests 1 and 2. If it's going to be exactly... Did it say I could talk to some? Oh, I didn't even see you there. I thought it was like, can I talk to the statue? I'm very curious to see what they do with Dragon Quests 1 and 2. Especially with 2. Mini medals. I'll explain those in a little bit. Because Dragon Quest 2, I don't think is hated by any means, but it seems like that one is maybe not the game that it's not as fondly remembered as maybe Dragon Quest 1 or especially not as well regarded as 3 is. So to see what kind of work that they can do to it, just to change it up a little bit, because if I remember correctly, I think 2 was the one that first introduced the concept of party members to your squad, but you couldn't issue commands. It was mainly letting them operate on their own. And 3 might have had that too, maybe not. I'm curious to see if that is the case here. I imagine if they've done the work to modernize all this stuff that they'll let you control your party members, but I guess we'll see. The auto-saving is such a nice touch. That's so cool. In a world where Persona 3 Reload can come out and it doesn't have auto-saving, but Dragon Quest 3 can come out, a game that is well over 20 plus years older than when Persona 3 originally came out, is hilarious to me. Patty's Party Planning Place in Elaine is your one-stop shop if you need to recruit some adventurers to join your ranks or shake up your party. Your journey is unlikely to be an easy one, so finding a team of trusty travelers at Patty's is a must. Patty's Pub? Let's go do some Charlie work at Patty's Pub. So I guess that's how they're handling the party system, is you have to recruit people instead of having defined party members. That's unique. That's cool. I like that. You can never have too many Chimera wings, if you ask me. Being able to fly to places you've been before in the blink of an eye is so magical. In fact, it probably is magic. Back in the dark old days, you used to bump your head on the ceiling if you tried to use one indoors, but now you don't have to worry about any of that. Modern comforts, eh? That's funny. So what she's talking about, so there are these Chimera wings. There's 2 different ways that you can fast travel in the Dragon Quest world. There is the magic ability that you can get later on called Zoom, and there's the Chimera wings. They are essentially like what she described, which is an item that you can use to fast travel to places you've already been. What she is talking about is if you try to use Zoom or Chimera Wings indoors, the characters will literally go up and they'll hit the ceiling and come back down to prevent the person from just fast traveling out from dungeons and stuff. But it seems like, according to her, that is no longer a thing you have to worry about. I should probably get more than that. No, it doesn't seem fair. I actually want to buy more, sir. Yeah, I guess we're talking... Oh, chest! Snarls tries to open the treasure chest. However, it looks like it's locked. You can claim various bonus items from this chest if you pre-ordered the game or bought it from certain shops. For more details, pay a visit to the website of the shop you bought Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake from, or read the instructions for obtaining your bonus items. I don't like that. There's probably a cleaner way they could have done that instead of making it an in-world item.
Still can't believe this day's finally here. I remember when you popped out of your mother like it was yesterday, you know? Oh, and don't be thinking I'm ridiculously old or anything. I was just a kid back then. But it felt like I suddenly had a new sibling to look after. To think that was 16 whole years ago.
I know, right?
At any rate, I'm sure you know by now, but Patty's Party Planning Place is your one-stop shop for all things adventuring.
Look, lady, I got an adventure to go on. I'm just here for some fucking alcohol, some hard liquor, and some companions to go out on an adventure with.
If you find yourself feeling lonely on the road, or simply want some muscle you can count on in a pinch, let me know. I'll find the perfect companions to suit your needs. But gosh, you really are all grown up now, aren't you? May take me a while to get used to. At any rate.
Welcome. If you want to find new party members, this is the place to be. Same goes if you want to ditch them, for that matter. So how can I help you today? I guess this is all we get. A warrior, a mage, and a priest. Who do you want to take with you? I guess I'll take all of them if I can. Linus has joined the party. Romeo has joined the party. And so is Margaret. Nope, I think I'm good. Look at that. Be sure to equip your belongings instead of leaving them in languish in your bag. You can do this by going to the equipment section of the main menu. Okay. Snarls appears. Hey, a Chimera Wing. Cool. So yeah, I mean, usually how this would go for me is if I visit a town, I'm just going around checking stuff, just looking for items. I don't want to spend too much time doing that in this, and maybe I'll cut around as I do some digging, but yeah, so I'm curious to see what else they have added to it. I have purposefully avoided any sort of research on this game or the story or what it's really about. Oh, mother! Welcome back, darling. So, did you see the king? And were you nice and polite like you promised? No. Fuck that guy. Thank goodness for that. I was petrified you'd trip over or say something wrong, or... Wow, she doesn't have a whole lot of faith in me. Well, it doesn't matter now. You have the king's permission to go off adventuring. You're officially a grown-up. Anyway, you must be ever so tired after all the excitement. Off to bed with you. Okay, I guess we're having a sleepover at my house. Oh, there's a well over here. So yeah, you can usually go into these wells too, and they usually have stuff that you can see. And it seems you can do that here. Whoa! There's a whole house down here. Look at this. It's a whole house. How'd you get it down here? Oh, it's the Mini Metal Manor. Interesting. It's so close by. Many thanks for dropping by. Fuck you. I'm trying to max out my collection of mini medals. If you find any, bring them to me, and I'll make it maximally worth your while. You've brought me some. Well, don't just stand there. Hand them over. I need to count how many they are. How many they... Go fuck yourself, man. Man. Let's see now. There's one mini medal you've brought for me so far. Many thanks, many thanks. Bringing your total up to 2, and you'll be proud owner of a thorn whip. Oh, cool. So you just need to get one more, and you get a weapon. Does this... Okay, cool. So this will give you the list. Guess you can get a thorn whip, leather dress, garter, Edge Boomerang, Silver Platter, Staff of Resurrection. That seems really good. Okay. Yeah, so the mini medals, how he kind of explained it, these are hidden throughout the entirety of the world. So we'll just be checking for, bookcases, jars, barrels, out in the environments, wherever they are, just to find these things, because it's going to take a while for us to get all these prizes. And I wonder if those chests play any sort of role in this. I would assume not. This is the castle town of Elaine, as you know. If you're planning on heading out for a hike, you could do worse than to visit the picturesque village of Reeve from the northwest. Well, thanks for reminding me. That's where I'm going. If you feel a bit lost, press X to take a look at your map. It'll show your current location and give you a good idea of your surroundings too. Cool. And it looks like we already have some items. Medicinal herb, antidotal herb, seed of stamina. Wow. And you can just get into the map by pressing X. That's great. I really like what they've done with this so far. They have done a hell of a lot of work modernizing a lot of these things. And this looks really cool. I love that you can see the party members. That was not the case in a lot of the original ones. Tactics. Okay, so it is set for them to just fight on their own. Can I change that? I can. Oh, and you can do some things if you want them to focus on specific stuff. Okay, I want them to follow orders. Let's do that for all of them, actually. It's probably not going to be as necessary for now, since we'll really just be fighting slimes and stuff for now, but, we'll change it again in the future. And you have an ability called Cop Out. Deflect enemy attacks onto an enemy or an ally. So it's like a 50-50 thing. Frizz, singes in a single enemy with a small fireball. And what do you have? And you can heal. Fantastic. Okay, I can do that. I really appreciate the voice acting. Dead. Defeated. Destroyed, even. Oh, we have a bunch of killers. Oh, we probably can just get away with some basic attacks, right? Damn. Oh, yeah, we're killing it. Fuck yeah. Good job, Snarls. Alright, let's just take her home. Boom. Sure did. Each party member receives 5 experience points. The party obtains 5 gold. Fantastic. How close am I actually to 22, 6, 9, and 8? Wow, they're already closer to leveling up than I am. Fucking assholes. They've been grinding without me. Yeah, that water looks so nice. And I guess this must be Reeve over here. It's very weird as I'm doing this more, like without Joe being here, recording this by myself. Because I'm so used to having like somebody that I can bounce off of. In terms of just dialogue, like I can just like ask the questions or just talk to Joe, or Joe will usually hit me with a, "Oh, you like Dragon Quest?" and something like that, and I'm like, Joe, come on, man, I like Dragon Quest. He's like, "Yeah, I got a big dick," and I'm like, well, we know you have a big dick. You tell us all the time that you have a big dick. You gotta stop showing off, man. He's like, well, I'm Curtis, the wandering soul of Twitch fame, and I'm like, you're fantastic. Yeah, all right, fine, whatever. Yeah, I guess like doing this without having another party, it kind of like forces you to have to talk to yourself in a way that I'm not really used to, because I kind of use like talking to myself in terms of like problem solving, or usually that stuff is all like internal, but the idea of having like a formed thought and like a dialogue with yourself for the sake of content is like a thing that I am not used to. So I'm not entirely sure if people are going to enjoy this or not, but we'll see. Oi, Sunshine, you best be making an effort to pick up any equipment you see on the ground out and about in your travels. They're all what remains old adventurers just like you, who weren't lucky enough to make it home. Well, mostly anyway. Some of it probably is just gears from geezers drop in it. Dragon Quest is always so strange, because it feels like it's something that everybody has probably seen at one point in their lives, like you've probably seen the slime, and you've probably seen some ideas and concepts that Dragon Quest started. But I always found it so strange that Dragon Quest never found like a bigger audience. Like you kind of saw things like Final Fantasy spawn out of, well, kind of take like what Dragon Quest did and kind of built upon it in very interesting ways, because Final Fantasy came out with, you know, was the first one to have multiple party members, and each of them had specific roles, and that's not something that Dragon Quest adopted until like 2, or even this one, it seems like, is where they fully went into it. But even like Shin Megami Tensei or Phantasy Star, like these are all games that have taken concepts that Dragon Quest started and just kind of built upon them in interesting ways, or kind of took them into wildly different directions. And it seems like those directions paid out in ways that people were just more interested in compared to Dragon Quest, which has mainly stayed pretty much the same since the first one, but like slightly different. Like the core of like each of these Dragon Quest games is always the same, like turn-based JRPG. Like this menu system they have right now is pretty much like the exact same it has been since the first one. And they've like made slight tweaks over the years, but it's really been just 40 plus years of the same traditional Dragon Quest that you've kind of known to come and love. And I don't know if that is, I guess that's the reason why it makes me wonder if something like this is going to resonate with people, because it just seems like, although there is an audience for something like this, it doesn't seem like there's maybe like a frothing demand for Dragon Quest, or at least this style of JRPG. And you kind of saw things like Persona kind of sweep in and just kind of take that marketplace into interesting things that do seem more marketable and appealing to people. And even Final Fantasy kind of moved away from this too, at some point, for something more action heavy. So yeah, I'll be curious to see like what they do with this, and if people resonate with this, or what they kind of do with Dragon Quest 12 when it comes out, because it seems like they're slowly starting to actually recognize this problem and just kind of change it. And I wonder how much that's going to change going forward. Say, have you ever heard of the Thief's Key? I once heard some old bloke in the Dreamer's Town look after it, all in his lonesome on that tiny isle west of Elaine. You know, there's actually a hidden passage in the woods south of here that leads right to the tower. I've always wanted to take a look at it for myself, but the forest is oh so dark, and well, I'm not exactly the bravest man you'll ever meet. So Dreamer's Tower, the west of Elaine. Hidden passage in the woods south of here that leads to the right to the tower. Okay, so we want to leave this town and go south. Yeah, and it seems like, you know, if what the developers are saying is true, it seems like 12 is going to go for a much grittier, maybe less turn-based RPG focus, which I don't know. Maybe that will probably be something that is more interesting to people. I don't know if that's what I want from a Dragon Quest. I guess I won't know until you see it, but I do appreciate that after all this time, Dragon Quest has kind of continued to stay the course and focus on improving what they've kind of started with in the 80s, and just focusing on stories and characters and its unique charm. And spin-offs seems like that's been something that has actually been appealing to people. People really like that Dragon Quest Builders. Man, we are not getting it done. Okay. We gotta get some shit done here, folks. Let's use this. Let's attack with you. 1 damage. Who was that? Slime C. Linus takes 1 point of damage. Snarls is not getting anything done. Okay. I guess let's do that again, although I feel like something here has got to change. Romeo, you keep using Frizz. There's no reason to heal, but like you can't do anything. I guess defend? Sure. Why not? That probably makes sense, right? Well, you definitely need to heal. Luckily, I have just the girl. Dead. Yippee! This has got a lock on it. Fucking A. Oh, hey, there you go. I think I should have enough items to really make it through this. Accessing items in battles. You can store all kinds of objects in your seemingly bottomless bags. That said, you won't be able to rummage through the items or equipment bag while in a fight, no matter how neatly you pack. In short, if you think you'll need to call on something in a battle, keep it on your person. Okay. This place is fucked up. So is those toads. Toady. Romeo's getting dunked on, man. Alright, we need to get something done here. And we need to heal Romeo.
Ready now.
I think as they leveled up, it seems like I got more SP. Damn. Let's see here. Yeah, just keep doing that shit, man. Wait, does Snarls have... Oh, Snarls has Frizz too. I didn't even realize that. Alright, well, you're out of everything. And Romeo needs all the help he can get. He's on fucking life support. Linus is holding it down like a unit. Now Margaret is gonna fucking die. Meh. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess let's do that again and focus on getting rid of this guy. And you heal up. Fuck. Alright, well, I guess I gotta go back to town. I wonder how deep this cave goes, if I can make it through, because I don't have any abilities to heal them or bring them back. Thank God! Good for Linus. Linus tech tips. Romeo has reached level 3. Wonderful! And Margaret is roasting in hell. I should probably get out of here, right? Actually, no, I do. This does make me want to... Oh, that's not what I wanted, but okay. This does make me want to test this out to see if this works. Because they said the Chimera Wing will actually work indoors. I'm going to be really pissed if she lied to me. Let's go. I guess I really didn't need to do that. Wow, it did work. That's so good. Oh, yeah, I have to talk to the priestess. Can you bring back my dead friend? Not Snarls. You must be mistaken, Snarls. You're rather too lively to be dead. Yeah, good point. At least on the outside, I'm alive. So it's on the inside that really matters. Thank you. Sure was. Thank God. Thank you for bringing her back from the dead. Well, that's going to go to Romeo. Yes. Nope. Unless you can give me a loan, you cannot help me. Oh, I have some items in here. Let's see if that's actually anything I can use. Apparently I needed to commit that interaction to memory. He asked me how my day was, and I told him my life story. Nope, not for him. Pot lid. The ultimate weapon. Okay. So yeah, that is actually better. I'm glad I checked. Interesting. Alright, so... Is there anybody else that can have... I got you something new. You might as well take something. God. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't even realize you didn't have an item. No wonder you're not doing any damage. And we're all rested up? Cool. Let's go then. Let's get the heck out of here. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is a pretty frequent thing. This is where things like the Thorn Whip or the Boomerang come in handy, because you'll kind of notice as I attack... Well, it's not going to show it now because they're all considered one group, but depending on the enemy types, it'll actually... If they have the same enemies, it'll actually batch them together. So if I was to have like a Thorn Whip and I used it on one of them, it would attack all of them. But we don't have that, and I can't show that to you. Can make a group of enemies disappear. Oh, that could be interesting. Fuck yeah. The lighting effect looks great. Oh, fuck. Well, alright. It didn't give me any experience, I guess, but that fight was going to take a while anyways. Speak of the devil. Linus Tech Tips cannot help me, it seems. And we're just going to heal, because I need the experience and the money. So we're going to have to do some grinding. Fuck. Fuck! All of them, all the enemies got a tongue. I don't dig it. I guess Snarls... That's another thing as well, is when they're grouped up like this, you can't really decide who they're going to attack. I would assume it's going to attack the Ant Nibbler D. The Ant Nibbler D. But there's not really a guarantee. I'm also waiting for Cop Out to kind of come back to haunt me.
Ready now.
Frizz! Dead. Got him. With a 1. I feel like you could do better than that, Snarls. Maybe not. I don't know. A 1 seems criminal. But not everybody can be Linus, the absolute unit that is Linus. Look at that Oaken Club. Wow. Thank God. Bask in the glory. Okay, that's a healthy amount of experience. Snarls! Good for Snarls. Linus Tech Tips, level 4. I guess let's get some R&R in this cave? Oh, how me old bones ache, dearie. What I wouldn't give for a nice rest in the cozy little inn here. Lady, it is not safe to be out here. There's fucking demons and monsters out here. Customers? After all this time, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. Welcome to our inn, weird travelers. Will you be staying the night, or perhaps simply stopping for a short while? We're staying... $12! I guess that's the price you pay. And they also don't get a whole lot of travelers in the dungeon. Terrible. Terrible. It was hard like a rock. Okay. That's actually huge. That's actually huge. We want that. Oh, can you not use that? Can I use that? So I can use the boomerang. You can use the boomerang, but your attack is garbage. Your attack is also garbage. I'm going to give it to Snarls. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Snarls. Can somebody else use my copper? Wait. Yeah. Alright, so... Yeah. Yes, I do. And... I guess you can't improve. And neither can you. Alright. That boomerang is actually huge, and I'll get to show you why. So we're gonna have Snarls attack those dudes. Linus, I guess you're gonna be a whipping boy for a while for Margaret. You can use crack on them, and I guess Margaret, you just sit there and look pretty. Here comes, nope, that's crack. Boomerang? Nope. Nope, he's going to attack. And everybody else is going to attack, I guess, before Snarls. Yep. Oh, so, wow, so it actually got them too. I thought it was only supposed to be people that are grouped together, but I guess not. That's great. I love that. Do crack, and you know what? This is for Margaret. Go ahead and heal Romeo. Why not? Ain't gonna hurt nobody. In fact, it's gonna make it better. That's amazing. I love that. Linus Tactics attacked and he missed. Just take care of the butterfly. Thank you. And that's when Joe would say, excuse me? It says Batterfly? You know what? Fuck Joe. Thank God they didn't use Dazzle. That's amazing. That is actually a game changer. And not The Rock watching Oppenheimer and somehow thinking that Red One being shot in IMAX is going to magically make that movie better. Because it's just not. That's the funniest thing about The Rock is somehow he gets these ideas that the movies that he's making are like on the same level as an Oppenheimer or a Christopher Nolan, when in fact they're just fucking dumb popcorn movies that is not going to be remembered in like the next 15, 20 years. But then again, that's just The Rock, I guess. That's what he does. The hype man himself. Damn! Alright. That's what I get for questioning The Rock. I'm sorry, Dwayne. This is the second time you've been brought back from the Shadow Realm, Margaret. Okay, so we gotta go this way. And around the top. Okay, so we found an old man. I'm gonna loot him while he's sleeping. Fantastic, a Khmer wing. What else can I steal from him while he's sleeping? Nothing. Hello, sir.
Well. So you've come at last.
Yes, I have.
I've dreamt so many times of giving you this key. Heaven alone knows why.
That's
but
fucking weird.
It must mean something. So, here you go. One thief's key. You'll take it, won't you?
Nah. No, I don't want it. Actually, go fuck yourself. You can take that key, turn it sideways, shove it up your ass. Snarls acquires the thief key.
Now, use that to go and have a look inside the house in Reeve with a red door. Don't worry, the chap there loves visitors. He won't mind you dropping in unannounced one jot.
One jot. Wow, back to sleep. Oh, no, never mind. He's a quick sleeper.
There are books in this world so influential that they can change your whole personality. Open them with caution, that's my advice. Off you go then. I can't stand around all day. I've got important dreams to be having.
Off he goes, back into sleep. Pesky padlocks. You have noticed that there's a fair few doors in the world that are locked shut. With most doors, they can be opened if you happen to have the right key. The thief's key, for example, can supposedly unlock all red doors in the realm. Oh, we've seen tons of those. You can use the zoom spell or the Chimera wing to return to any towns, castles, or dungeons you've been to before. Now, these methods for transportation will cause you to shoot up into the air, but feel free to use them indoors by all means. You'll fly right through any bothersome ceilings that you would have ordinarily got in your way. Magic. That's pretty cool. I'm going to commit that to memory. And I think that's about where I'm going to stop with Dragon Quest III. I'm very curious to see what it does with this whole personality thing. It having you take the personality quiz at the beginning and mentioning it again throughout the world, it makes me wonder what kind of effects that has on the story and the characters and just how this thing progresses. So far it's pretty cool. I mean, the modern stuff that they've done to it, it seems like it is going to be a more appealing thing than, you know, it would have been had you gone back and played the original Dragon Quest III. They've managed to take this thing and turn it into a really nice looking package that I hope does well, and I hope more people give it a shot. If it's not your thing, maybe wait for it to go on sale or something like that. But so far, from what I've seen, this seems like it's a fucking really cool remaster of this, or remake rather, of this game. So I'd be curious to check out a little bit more of it on my own time. But thank you guys again for watching. I know this is a little bit different than what you're probably used to, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you want to watch more from that. And like I said, when Joe comes back, we'll be coming back with more Resident Evil 4 and with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. So just stay tuned, and thanks for watching.